All right, so let's jump right in. I want to throw an idea at you. And it's pretty counterintuitive. What if the real reason your life hasn't changed is because too many people are watching you try? In this explainer, we're going to talk about how to disappear on purpose, do the work in total secret, and then reappear completely unrecognizable.
And this quote, man, it just nails the problem, doesn't it? The second your personal goals become content for other people, the game changes. It stops being about actual, real-world results and starts being about performance. Your audience, see, they don't really want you to win. They just want updates. They want the next post, the next story about the struggle.
So you end up at this fork in the road, right? On one side, you've got performing progress. You know the drill. The gym selfies, the big announcements about your new business, those "this is my year" speeches. It all feels so productive, doesn't it? But then there's the other path, executing progress. And that's just quiet, relentless, private work, the stuff that actually moves the needle. And let's be honest, most of us, we get stuck performing.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, it all starts with phase 1. You have to learn how to disappear. We're going to break down 5, and I mean non-negotiable, rules for going completely off the grid so you can get laser-focused. Okay, rule number 1. This one is super direct, maybe even a little aggressive. You have to shut your mouth. Seriously. There's a really good reason for this, though. Your mouth is maybe the most powerful tool for self-sabotage you own. And believe it or not, there's actually some brain science that backs this whole thing up. So let's get into that neuroscience for a sec. Every single time you tell someone your big plans, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. It's a reward. And that reward signal basically tricks your brain into feeling like you've already done something. You get all the good feelings of accomplishment without doing any of the actual work. And you know what that does? It absolutely kills your motivation to follow through. So what do? From now on, when someone asks, "Hey, what are you working on?" this is your new answer. That's it. It's simple, it's direct, and it just shuts the whole conversation down. No more big announcements, no more explaining your grand vision, just this. All right, let's talk about rule number 2, which is all about privacy. You have got to stop caring what everyone thinks. The honest truth? Nobody is thinking about you that much, for real. They're all wrapped up in their own lives. But we walk around with this imaginary board of directors living in our heads, right? And we're constantly editing what we do and say to get their approval. It's a total trap. So here's the fix. You have to replace that need for outside approval with your own approval. Before you make a choice, just ask yourself this one simple question. If the answer is no, then you just don't do it. Simple as that. And just like that, poof, you fired that entire board of directors. Okay, moving on to rule number 3. Hide your plans. I mean, treat them like they're your bank password, because sharing them, even with people who have the best intentions, almost always backfires. They'll either doubt you, or they'll project their own fears and limits onto you, or they'll just accidentally water down your focus with all their opinions and advice. Now this next one, rule 4, this one is tough, because, progress feels good and you want to share it. But celebrating those little wins publicly, it's actually really dangerous for your momentum. The second people notice you're making progress, they start treating you differently, and that changes your behavior. You start to slow down. You find yourself explaining what you're doing instead of just doing it. And just like that, your momentum can completely die. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the hardest rule of them all. You have to learn to handle your struggles in private. See, when you disappear, you don't have that emotional safety net of venting to friends or looking for sympathy. It's just you and the work. That feeling, that urge to tell someone how hard it is, that's just your brain looking for comfort. But when you learn to handle that pressure all on your own, you're not just suffering in silence. You are forging real emotional control. You're building an unshakable trust in yourself. Okay, so you've done it. You've disappeared. Now what? Well, welcome to phase 2, working in the shadows. This is where you actually build that unstoppable, life-changing momentum. And this whole phase really just boils down to 3 concrete steps. First, pick just one transformation target. Second, build a life around you that basically forces you to make progress. And third, and this one is absolutely crucial, you're going to totally reprogram your brain's reward system. So, step 1, you need one single, super specific target. I want to get fit, that's just a wish. I will hit 12% body fat. Now that is a plan you can execute. So you write it down, you hide it from the entire world, and you commit to it deep down. This is not a goal you ever talk about. It's a target that you wake up every day and move towards, relentlessly. And this brings us to that super important step 3, reprogramming your brain. You have to consciously stop chasing that easy dopamine hit, the comfort of scrolling on your phone, the relief of just distracting yourself. All that stuff just resets your progress back to zero. The real goal here is to start finding deep satisfaction in the work itself. You're literally changing your brain's reward system from needing the dopamine of being noticed to feeling that quiet, internal satisfaction of just keeping a promise to yourself. It's going to feel like a detox at first, sure. It'll be hard, but this is the engine that drives the entire transformation.
All right, so you've disappeared. You've put in the hours, you've done the work. That brings us to the final phase, the reappearance. And I'm going to tell you right now, the truth about how you come back, it's probably not what you're thinking.
See, here's the thing that almost everyone gets wrong. You don't reappear when you feel ready. It's not some big announcement you plan for the day you finally feel like you've made it.
Nope. You reappear when your results are so massive, so significant, that they make you unavoidable. It's not even a choice you get to make. It's just a natural consequence of what you've achieved. The results themselves demand an explanation.
And by the time that happens, something fundamental inside you has already shifted. That validation from other people you used to crave so badly, you've just outgrown it. The attention you used to want, now it just feels kind of loud and honestly unnecessary. You've become calm, grounded, and completely, powerfully self-directed.
This right here, this is the whole philosophy in a nutshell. It's a huge mindset shift. It's about stop trying to be impressive to other people and start focusing on becoming inevitable.
And, you got to be really honest with yourself here, because there are two very different ways to disappear. Are you disappearing to escape your problems? Because that's just avoidance. Or are you disappearing to prepare? Because that is a strategy. And that distinction right there is everything. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. What would actually happen in your life if you just stopped performing for an audience? If you stopped trying so hard to be impressive, and instead you put every single ounce of your energy into just becoming inevitable?